kimono suiting Q&A. For those of you who don't know, kimono suits are these ones. Japanese kind of style anime. They have like the farther apart, the plastic on the eyes. My name's Addie. You might know me from YouTube, or you might just know me from this panel. Whichever. So, did everybody know what kimono suiting was before they came? Or is it like, what is this? Everybody knew? Okay. Is anybody interested in getting a kimono suit? Yeah? Okay. So I'm here, like obviously all suits are made a little differently. I can tell you as much as I know about mine and others that I've seen, just to give you guys a little heads up of what you're getting into. A lot of people say like, don't get a kimono suit for your first suit, it's just so much to deal with. But in my opinion, if you get a kimono suit first, every other suit you're going to try and after that is going to be so nice. So it's like, might as well just do what's most difficult first. So, I'll just start. Does anybody have any questions right away? Just to like open a subject, or do you want me to just go off my list? Alright. So, first I have is like the structure and the build. My head is made out of foam. It's got like open in the back kinda, but it was custom made, like hand carved. My maker is Kemono. He's from France. I have a card if anybody would want it. And a lot of other suits that I've noticed do the 3D bases. I don't know if you guys have seen like the 3D bases with the toonie heads, but primarily kimono suits also do the 3D base. They have a lot of ventilation. It helps, especially since you do not have a lot of breathability. Now you notice in toonie suits, usually there is mesh eyes, opener mouth, so you can like breathe. You don't have that with a kimono suit. The eyes are completely sealed off. You see out of the top part of the black here, and like I said, and I'll have people try it on so you can see what it's like. But you do not have any ventilation to the eyes, and you have barely enough through the mouth. It's not really propped open. So when doing a kimono suit, if your maker says, hey, would you like fans? Get fans. Don't even consider it like an optional thing, because I have 2 fans built in the sides. You can see on the back, like there's a bit of a black mesh to help with the ventilation. But like fans are a godsend if you're doing kimono suiting. And plus it's just really nice because even in a toonie suit, you get like really sweaty. This will help you out a lot. Originally the fans that I got put in were like these little computer fans. I paid like $80 extra to get the fans put in. And what that did mostly is it set up my head to just have fans in general. Like it has all the cutouts, it has the wiring through the back. So when I went to Anthrocon, I gave my head to a friend, and he completely like gutted out and gave me these like super high-powered fans. It's super nice, but because of how Addie is built and how I have the fans on the side of the head, I can't hear people very well when they talk. And I feel like when people are talking to me, I'm like, what? What? Like, it's very loud. But it's very nice. But I can show you and see how well we can. You know, I'll pass my head around. How about that? You'll see in the back there's like a little thing. I use these batteries, Rave Power or whatever, because I have more powerful fans. These will usually go out in like 2 hours. So I always have backups. I always have one on a charger. If you have lower powered fans, it's not so bad, or you can get different types of battery packs, but primarily I use these because it's easiest to fit, and like anything, you know, more powerful is going to be a lot bigger. So you can take a look at the, you can feel in the fans and all that stuff. Also, the eyeballs, we'll talk a little bit about that. Some kimono suits do use mesh eyes, and some also do not always do like the plastic on the eyes. It's optional, but usually people do that. So like I said, you're seeing out of the top part of the black. It's like wearing sunglasses. It's a type of like car tint kind of thing in the inside. And what that causes, like, if you don't have fans, or if your fans aren't as strong, it's going to cause fogging. Like, whoa. Like, when I put on my suit without fans and stuff going, it's fogged up within the first, like, minute or so. So what I always recommend is, I don't see other people use these, but I use them, and they're very nice. These are called frog spit. They're used for scuba diving gear, anti-fog. Yeah. And usually I see people, you get like the ones for your glasses and stuff, but I highly recommend getting these because for like a pack of 6, it was like $10 or so. And I've only had to rebuy these once because they're reusable and they last a very long time. Like usually you wipe it in there and you can leave it in there for, you know, ages until it's like needs more. So yeah, highly recommend these. Remember this name, remember this brand. I never see anyone else use these. I actually, the way I found these is I first got my suit. I was debuting it at MFF, and I was on my way, and I was like, my mom was dropping me off, and I'm like, I need something for anti-fog. And we happened to be going past a scuba dive shop in Menominee Falls, so I'm like, let's just go check it out. And the guy there, he's like, yeah, if you're going to do anything, use these. And I'm so glad I found them. You can find them on like eBay, probably Walmart.com. Very easy to find. So yeah, fogging is definitely, it's not an issue for everyone. Like I said, all suits are made different. Some have better ventilation than others. Mine doesn't have very good ventilation. Like I have to like hold the mouth open if I want to be able to breathe better. But does anybody else have any questions? Because I kind of covered like the structure and stuff. But like, anybody have questions? I know like kimono suits, you're just focusing on the head because the body can be anything. I don't know if you guys haven't seen my suit. My digi, it's not just in the front. It's like all the way around. Very rounded legs, yeah. I have mine are actually made a little differently because usually people have the padding that they can insert and take out. Mine is actually a big pair of squishy pants. Yeah, it's a pair of pants tucked in a suit, which is like, it's really nice because it's a lot easier than carrying around all these individual pads, and when you need to wash, you can just throw it in the wash. But, don't know why, but my maker decided to use denim for the, yeah. My legs can't breathe. Like, whenever I start to get overheating, that is the first part of me that gets like really warm, like it just starts to burn. I'm like, oh my gosh, why would you do this? But otherwise, it's really convenient because I just can keep the pants in the suit and pack it all in a suitcase. So like when I want a suit, just take the whole thing out, put it on like a pair of pants. Good to go. Also, I'll bring out my maker's card. Have you guys heard of Kimosuki at all? Have you guys heard of K-Line? The K-Line is like the main kimono brand in Japan. I like K-Line, but at the same time, they do not offer custom stuff. So, I got my cards too. But, yeah, he's got, I have a few left, not a whole lot. Does anybody want a Kimosuki card? I might need to share a bit. Yes, no?
Take one.
Thank you. His queue right now is pretty long, but he's super nice to work with. He's like, yeah, he's so nice. He doesn't have the best English, but he figures it out. He's pretty good. Alright. Unfortunately, I don't know a whole lot about, like, the history of kimono suiting. I have other friends that would do a way better job at explaining all that. I just can tell based on what I have from my own experience, based on what I've seen in other things. Like I said, my maker does custom work for every head. He just redoes everything. So at Anthrocon, a bunch of Kimosuki suitors met up, and we were all just trying on each other's heads to like see like, whoa, yours is so much better. Like your vision is so much better. My friend Kitty, she had one of the first suits that he made, and you can't see like where the color is. That's just colored cardboard. So her vision was like in the corner because he was still figuring things out. And I'm like, I put on her head, I'm like, she wears her suit all the time. I'm like, how do you walk around without a handler? Like, it's insane how, limited the vision is. But like I said, some makers also do mesh and they don't have these globes, so your vision's pretty good. Primarily your blind spot is very much here. So you're looking at a camera when you can't see the camera. That's what I always tell people. But, yeah, did anybody want to try on the head?
I've never tried on a fursuit head.
I've never have either.
I know a lot of people are, weird about people trying on head, but I want people to know.
This is my first con as well. Oh my god.
Alright, so...
Yeah, your head's...
I have a
I
small
hope
head.
Put that head
Okay,
on.
I just make sure it's not smutty. There's a cord in the back.
I was kidding,
Don't
yeah, I saw it.
go with that. And I'd say to put it on, start and then go up.
Okay.
And put your fingies in the mouth to kind of pull down. Just so you're not... I see some people that just, start ripping them on. I'm like, don't do that. I mean, I'm sure he's durable, but it's like, I paid a lot. I want to make sure it stays good. Yeah.
Weird. Whoa.
Yeah, so you
God,
see,
Annie.
like, in the top
Oh
half.
my god. Yeah, you see like the top half.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if I have any anti-fog, so that might start fogging up.
Oh,
But, like, but yeah, now you kind of get an idea of what it's like. A lot of times with Addie, I have a character that I put on for him, and one of the things is I move my head around a lot, and it's cute, but it's also because I need to see things. like I gotta look this way, I gotta look this way, and usually
you have a big blind spot
yeah.
right
So
here.
I'm always like doing this, and people are like, "Oh, that's so cute." I'm like, as I'm just like dying on the inside. Yeah. But
Yeah, the ventilation is not the greatest.
no, with the fans, it's like day and night. But like I said, you can't hear.
Yeah.
Usually, because a lot of people have the ears up here, so the fans are usually up here, and it makes a nice airflow out the mouth. I don't really have that. Yeah. It's like it still cools me down, but when I breathe out, the air just goes back in my face. All right, who else wants to try it on? All right, next.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Do the lenses alter?
It is.
view?
It's
Does
a
it
little.
warp
It's a
things?
little warped.
Yeah,
like towards the
this,
center.
it makes it a little off. If I've been suiting for a while, I stumble a bit,
Okay.
and it's because it is healthy. You got it? All right.
Take
Yeah.
your glasses off. Rich.
Oh yeah, you might need your glasses off. It's not gonna fit. But
Are
Yeah.
we okay to take a picture?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
yeah, take as many pictures as you want.
It's hard to see.
Yeah.
I can't do anything now.
You think? Make sure
There you
that
go.
the bottom,
There you
yeah, the
go.
bottom
I got
part's
it now.
under the chin.
So weird. Like yellow.
Mhm.
You're probably gonna have to make one with, like, to where you could wear your glasses.
You know, some people do that. Like I know my friend Kitty has to have glasses on. It's just double fogging though. One goes fog, the inside one's fog. Now I should mention that a lot of people get confused because they think that the globes are the part that fog. That doesn't fog because it is sealed off by the black lenses. If you go outside when it's really cold, those will start to fog because the heat from the inside of the head clashes with the outside. So usually, as much as it's nice to be in cold weather and suit,
Hard to breathe.
yeah, hard to breathe.
Really hard.
That's so messy.
Have you guys seen like my dance comp stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have no idea how dead I am after. I don't know if you guys saw my Anthrocon performance,
I did.
but you'll notice halfway through the performance, a black stick hangs out the back and breaks off my suit. My battery pack went flying across the stage.
no.
And the moment my fans stop, it is like a hot box. It is a microwave in my head. So at the end of the performance, I like sat down like, oh, I'm so cute, but you can see I am like,
Yeah,
like in and out chest. And
You're
I'm like,
heaving there.
the worst performance for that to happen because they live stream it. So they're just like zooming in on me and I'm just like trying not to faint. Like when usually I always say when judges talk to me after a dance comp, I have no idea what they're saying because all I hear is my own breath. I'm just like, oh my gosh. All right, do you want to try?
Sure.
All right.
I'm next.
I have a pretty small head, but like it generally should fit almost everyone.
I won't try.
You.
How
Maybe
hot
too big
was
for
it
me.
on stage at
Yeah, I got
Anthrocon? Because I
thick.
noticed
Not
there was
that
a
hard to
ton
really
of
see 'em,
spotlights,
but for
and I've
me-
been on a stage before, and that can make stages
That
really
wise,
hot.
I think it was okay. I don't think I was just hot overall.
Yeah,
So I'm not
right.
sure how much
All
hotter
that
the lights
fuzz.
made it or not. But yeah, at Anthrocon the lights are so bright. Like
Yeah.
you can't see the audience.
Oh wow.
Which in a way helps because oh my god, like it's
stage
nerve wracking.
fright,
Yeah, doing that kind of crowd. But what you think?
It's really comfy.
It
is.
Oh man, my friend Chewy, he's a firefighter and he can handle like any suit head. You can give it a shot. I don't mind. I want everyone to get like a feel for it. I'm not
I'm
like
creating a line
weird
now.
about people trying to.
Oh no.
Oh, Koala.
So are you in full suit like for a while before a dance comp?
No.
Okay.
I have horrible
A little
heat tolerance,
tight.
which
Yeah.
is awful for having a kimono head.
Yeah.
But usually before a dance comp, I will try to keep as much off of me as possible. Like I'll have it at my waist and stuff. Even for this next dance comp, I'm not going to be full suiting. I know everybody wants to see that, but I'm like,
No.
yo.
Thank you now.
But But
Maybe. Mouth thingy.
yeah, usually if I wanted to suit as long as I could, I can go about 2 hours, and even then I need to take like breaks in between. I know there's people, I have Kemono friends, they'll be like, oh, I suited for 13 hours today, like my friend Watagashi went the whole day. I'm like, you are insane. Oh man, my first time, I debuted Addie at MFF 2018.
Whoa.
And it was my first time suiting in several years. Before that, I made my own suits and I had Toonie stuff.
It's
Very hot in here.
Yeah.
Small
Yeah.
bean.
no.
It is comfy, but it's warm.
Hot.
But like if you can tell, if you open the mouth a little bit, you actually get like air, like breathing, you know. But yeah, MFF I debuted, and I didn't know what my body could handle at that time. And what's cool with like suiting is that you kind of learn over time what works best for you. And have anybody been to MFF?
I wish.
Have you been in that hallway that's like super hot, 1,000,000 degrees? Yeah.
This skyway?
Yeah, the skywalk
Yes.
to the where the dealers and stuff. It's I don't know why they always have the heat blasting, and it's like usually nothing the hotel can do about it. But yeah, I was like suiting for I don't know third, second time, whatever. And my friends are like, "Oh, we have these cute maid dresses. Let's wear those." And I got like 2 pictures in it. And maid dresses, they have like the neck piece, and my friend's like, "Oh, put the neck piece over your suit. It'll look so much cuter." And I'm like, "That just like it restricts everything." So I'm like, "Okay." So I had it on. I was waiting for everyone, and then we're walking out. We're taking pictures, and like I said, I didn't know my limits. I walked that whole entire hallway to the dealers, and as I got out, I'm sitting there. I'm like I faint easily. I know when I'm gonna faint. So I'm like standing there, I'm like, oh no. Like things started getting really blurry and like, oh no. So I was with handlers, but I'm like, I gotta take my suit off. He's like, oh, we can just get you some water. I'm like, no, this suit has to come off right now. Because they always say, like, if you faint and then emergency services come, they'll cut the suit off and ruin it. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I got into the bathroom and I'm like trying to rip off this dress and stuff. And I had to like de-suit in the middle of the con, which sucked. Like, it's embarrassing. I was in my Under Armour and stuff, but I'm like, I'm with my friends, and I'm like showing how weak I am. And, but yeah, it was bad. I took my suit. I managed to carry it to a bathroom. I went in the handicap stall, threw it on the floor, and just fainted. And just laid on the suit for a good, like, I don't know, 20 minutes. My handler at the time was getting their badge. So I'm like texting him, like, I need help. Please come get me. Like, but after that, at that morning, I didn't eat a lot. I didn't drink a lot. I didn't get a lot of sleep. And I'm just like, I'll be fine. Like, it's just heat. No. I will not suit unless I have had breakfast, unless I've drank some water, you know. I know what works best for me. Like I said, everybody's different. But I used to like be like, I gotta chug a bunch of water and then go out and suit. Don't do that. Because your body doesn't start to warm up until you've been wearing the suit a little while. So that water doesn't go to sweat right away. So usually if you just drink a bunch of water, put on a suit, you're just gonna have to pee a lot. Like, it's useless. So what I do is I'll drink a little bit of water, I'll start moving around, and when I start to feel like I said, my legs will start to burn because of the heat and stuff, then I'll drink a little bit more water. So I pace myself so that water is always going to use. Like, it's not just, you know, going out, you know, I'm always using the bathroom. Because, like, when I did Floor Wars at MFF, I just had to keep getting up to use the restroom, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. So yeah, like I said, I can only go about 2 hours, and I have to take breaks in between. I'm not ashamed to, like, take off my head in public. I do it all the time. But I know some kimono suitors, they will not take off their head. Like, a lot of suitors, they don't want to show their face. So they'll just drink water and keep going. My friend Phrase, I don't know if you've seen her, but she's like a strawberry cat. Her suit is from K-Line, and she does not have fans. And she wears the maid dresses, and she is insane. Like, I don't understand how she can do it. And she's like a marathon suiter. She'll just keep going and going. My friend Kitty will often handle for her, and Kitty's like, I have to, like, force her to drink water, because she'll just keep going, and it's like, hey, if you don't drink something now, you're gonna feel pretty freaking miserable once you get out of suit. So yeah, just know what your body can handle. Who here is, like, already suiting and stuff? Well, I know you are. Hey, what's up? But, like, nobody else has a fursuit?
Yeah.
No? Oh, okay, one more.
I wish I did.
I mean, this is cool, because then I'm, like, just talking about the general, what it's like for suit. Does anybody have any other questions about suit stuff?
How much do they mainly cost just for like a headpiece?
Just a head. Every maker is different, obviously. I know you probably hear that a lot. Primarily, heads will, if we're going way cheap, heads will start at like 600. For like a good head, you're looking at like 1,200 to, whatever. One of my favorite makers is Fleece Rot. I don't know if you know him. He's like a horror style. And his heads start at like 2,000. And he only offers partials. So yeah, some can get pretty up there. I know, do you guys know Albino Topaz? Tayer?
Oh, yes.
Tayer?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Tayer started that one brand. I don't remember the name of it, but it was like the German style suits, and it was only partials, and those were going for like $5,000. So a lot of times it depends on like quality, style, personal, whatever the artist wants to charge for, and also popularity. A lot of times like a Mischief Maker slot, when they open that up, that thing can sell for like $7,000, even though generally a suit from them would maybe be like $3,000, $4,000. But my suit was about $3,500. But I also had to pay for the shipping, I had to pay for the fan upgrades, and I also consider that I had to buy all the Under Armour, the battery stuff. I came with one battery, but I had to do anti-fog. So I always, when people ask, I say $4,000, roughly $4,000, and I paid it off over the course of 2 years. I got my slot like years ahead, and it worked out. My maker was super nice. If it wasn't for this, I wouldn't have my head, but I messaged him because I was looking for a maker for my suit at the time. It wasn't Addie at the time. It was going to be like someone totally different. And originally I sent in for one independent maker, Lemon Brat, and Kemosuki. And Kemosuki was the only one that got back to me. And he's like, hey, yeah, I'll add you on the queue right away. We can start paying. And at the time, I didn't have a job. So I'm like, no, like I can't do it yet. And he's like, well, if you want to just pay like $300 a month till it's done, we can do that. Because usually people require down payments, but he didn't, and it was just like bliss. So that's how I was able to get my suit. And so like I said, I paid it off monthly for like 2 years, and yeah, it was quite a process. Especially like shipping from France. He came in 2 boxes since like so freaking massive, and I can tell you there is no greater pain than waiting for your suit to arrive. Like, especially, like, not knowing if it'll be there, because one of the boxes went through right away. I was like, cool, I got it, and I wanted to save it to do an unboxing. The other one got stuck in customs for a long time. I got my suit about 4 days before MFF, like my full suit. I was supposed to have it, sooner than that. But yeah, it got stuck in customs, and then the tracking wasn't updated for like a week. That was like the worst week of my life. I couldn't sleep. I'm just there, like, I paid so much money. I waited so long. Like, when it finally arrived, I'm like, I had originally planned, like, I'm going to do this really fancy unboxing. I'm going to look so nice, and it'll be so formal. The moment that box arrived, an hour later, I'm in my pajamas. I'm like, we're opening this now. Like, I am not waiting another second. But, yeah. All right, anything else?
Why Kemono?
Why Kemono? Okay. At the time, I was making my own suits. It was I became a furry in like 2016 or so, not that long ago. But I was looking up suits, and I was like looking at styles, and I always knew about realistic, semi-realistic tuning. Those are like the primary ones that everyone knows about. And I stumbled across a picture of Rufin. I don't know if you guys know who Rufin is. Rufin is K-Line's mascot. I might be able to bring up the picture. Yeah, but when I saw that suit, I was like, whoa. To me, Kemono is like the closest you'll get to like a cartoon truly coming to life. Like Toonie is, like, I love Toonie, but it looks very like fake, But to me, Kemono, I'm like, that looks magical. Like, here, let me see if I can get a picture of Rufin. Rufin's suit is obviously 10 times more detailed and like, whoa, than Addie. Addie's a very basic, suit. Okay, here we go. Here, this is Rufin. I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So cute.
Let's see. Here, take a look. I know, Rufin is like, when people are like, what's your fursuit crush? But yeah, that's how like extreme Kemono suits can get. Like, as you can see, Addie's very basic. I designed him. I didn't go all out with it. But like, when I saw that, I was just like, that's what I want. I wanted that style. And I knew, like, obviously, Kemono suits are a lot harder to get. Primarily, the makers are in Japan, Korea, And like I said, mine was from France. There are people in America that do kimono suits, but it's like you gotta look around. Because a lot of the people that are like way up there are mostly like toonie suits, like I said. So look around. I know of a lot of makers. Like usually what's really cool, because kimono suit makers are in other countries and they're lesser known, a lot of people will make suits for cheap, like a lot cheaper. Like Himosuki at the time, when my friend first got the suit, it was only like $2,500 full suit, you know? And yeah, so like there's one, a lot of them will be like in different languages, but they are willing to work with you if you really want to. And like I said, if you want a kimono suit, I recommend checking stuff like Instagram, Facebook. A lot of them do not have their own website, or if they do, it's like you can't read it. But like little independent makers, that is where the gold is hidden all the time. People are always like, I want this suit from this maker. And I'm like, that's cool, you can. It's expensive, but if you want, like, you can find really good quality suits if you just do a little bit of research. That's what I had a huge list when I was finding makers, like of potential people that I would go to. And like I said, you can find some like real gems hidden and stuff if you just do some research, and that you can find within your budget and within the style you want. There are so many styles. Even like toonie is a style, but there are several variations of toonie. So it's like just find what you want, what you think will work best. So, anything else?
I
Yes.
apologize, we walked in a few minutes late. What made you become a furry?
Oh,
What
I didn't
drew-
even answer.
What you drew to that?
Nobody even asked. I'll admit it. There was a point in my life where I'm like, ew, furries. like when you go to Anime Con, you see the people like scowling at furries as they walk by. That was me.
Here you are now.
Yeah, I know. What? I think about it sometimes. I'm like, what am I doing? What happened? But like I was never really into like the art. Like I know people like I got inspired through Disney or Warrior Cats and all that stuff, and I wasn't really into any of that stuff. But what I do love is like acting and improv, and I would go to acting classes all the time. And I was at Amki in Milwaukee. It was, like I said, 2016. And there was a suitor there, and I'm just like, a furry. And he put on this, such a cute character, and he was just running around and like poking people and having fun and just making everyone feel involved. And I'm like, that is like so cool. That you can be this totally different being, whatever you want, and just make people laugh and smile. And I'm like, I want to do that. Like, So, like, if anyone's seen my YouTube channel, I'm very different on there than I am here. I know a lot of people will use their fursuits just to, like, express themselves. I use it to express characters, because I don't want to be myself. I want to be something new. I want it to be believable. That I'm this big fish, like, that can make brownies and, you know? So that's what really attracted me to do it, is, like, this character acting. The ability to become whatever you want, the illusion of magic, basically, you know? Because, like, the digis, when I first saw digi-suits and stuff, I'm like, that's insane. My mom shows, pictures of my suit to, like, her friends at work, and they looked at the digi and they're like, so she's on her tiptoes the whole time? Like, no, you're flat on the ground. It's just like the structure, the illusion of it. It's really cool. But yeah, like, you know, in quad suits and stuff, like, oh my gosh, you can take it to wherever you want. You can get as creative as you want. And I think that's what I was like. And especially because it's original characters. Like, there's cosplay, and I love cosplay too. But in this case, you can make whatever you want, and you can become whoever you want. And it's so much fun. Like, that's basically what came down to it. I'm like, this looks like fun. I want to do it. I want to give it a shot. Like, but before, like, Addie, I made my own suits. It was all purple, just solid lavender. And it was another water dragon type of thing, a leviathan named Jelly. And it was a mess. Like, it wasn't great. But I remember going around, like, at an anime con, and someone's like, oh, you're so cute, can I pet you? And I had, like, a little squeaker thing, like, it was like a turkey call. It made a honking noise. And it took so long to learn it. That's the only noise I could get it to do. So I was just like, yay. But, yeah, like stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I love suiting. Like, I don't exactly love the act of suiting. I don't love sweating to death. But I love seeing people happy and smile. And I just want... Like, I get messages on YouTube of people being like, oh, I was in such a dark place and you helped me, and whenever I'm sad, I come to your videos, and it's like, that's awesome. That's why I want to do it. I want to inspire people. I want people to, like, come to my channel and know it's a safe place to just enjoy yourself, express yourself kind of thing. So yeah, that's why I do suiting and why I'm a furry and stuff. But anything else? Actually, I don't know what time it is. Oh wow! Ooh, wow! We still got a half hour. But does anybody want information? Oh yeah.
How hard is it to walk and grab things in a Kemono suit? It's the same.
I didn't plan on bringing my paws, but because we had to check out early, I brought my partial for the dance con. If you want to try on paws, my paws are a little busted inside. They're not the best, so you will notice that you feel polyfill. There's holes. It's just. I always say that they're useless. My hands, you can't pick up anything. They're. Yeah, they're super cute, but you can't do anything in them. My friend, he's got the paws that just go on the fingers. Super easy, he can do everything in them, and yeah, I can barely pick up anything. They're just for show.
Yeah. Or just look at
Yeah, I can bap really nice. Oh my gosh, my other Kemono friends and stuff. Did anyone else want to try on a paw? No, you want to try on a paw? You got little hands, but you can fit a whole hand in one finger. My other Kemono friends, they found a maker called Delicious Disguises, and they make bappy paws. It's no fingers, it's just a big sleeve with squishy beans on it. And it's you're already so visually impaired, and you have digi-legs, and now they have bappy paws, and you can't do anything, but they're so cute, and they're always Addie, you should get some bappies. I'm no! I'm already 70% to bappy with those. But, yeah, it's super cute. Okay. Does anybody want information on, Under Armour and that kind of stuff to keep cool in suit?
What's the best kind of Under Armour to get?
I use Heat Gear, which is, I know it's a misleading title, but Under Armour Heat Gear, it's meant to keep you cool. Unfortunately, you'll feel kind of wet after, but you'll notice when you take off your suit, if the air hits you, it's ooh, this feels nice. So I always recommend, using Heat Gear. Or, I know people use easy cool down vests. I wanted to get one at one point, but you can notice that my suit is very tight. It's very fitting to me. So if I were to wear, a cool-down vest, it would show. I don't even know if it would fully fit. And I've learned that some people love them, they swear by them, they're great. And other people say they melt within, 20 minutes, useless. Well, what sucks, though, is that maybe it'll work good for you, but Heat Gear, or not Heat Gear, the easy cool-downs, when they melt, when that water starts to heat up, it's going to make you more warm than you were before. So if you are known to get hotter, I get really warm. Like I said, my friend Chewy, he can last forever, it'll be fine. But just be cautious of that. My friend Watagashi has an electric vest that you put ice cubes in the back, and it's powered with a battery, and it'll cool you down. And she's yeah, and once it's gets too warm, you just empty out the back, put in more ice cubes. And I guess they're on Amazon. I don't remember what they're called, but usually stuff like that goes for hundreds of dollars. And she's yeah, just check Amazon for cool vests. You can find something super cheap, and that's for people if they, how dare you, but that's for people if they they really need something to keep them cool. I thought I would need that. I was so nervous, I was terrified to suit, because I had been doing my toonie suiting years ago, and I even knew then I was ugh, hot, So I was I'm gonna need to get this stuff. I need it. And then after a while, I'm I don't need it. I'm okay. Like I said, I can't last long, and I don't think having a vest would make me last much longer anyway. But I forgot how much they are. Easy cool downs. I think they're they go to $200, $300. It's expensive, yeah, but if you need it, it's one-time investment kind of thing. You just reuse the packs over and over. But otherwise, if you're not into that, like I said, just do Under Armour Heat Gear. I usually mostly use that for the top. For the bottom, I just use general workout pants. Do not get anything that says cold gear, because cold gear is meant to keep you warm. It's if you want to exercise in the winter. Don't do that. I made the mistake of getting something that I thought was oh, this will keep me cold, and it was meant to keep you warm. That's when I fainted. I had something on me that was heating me up along with wearing a suit. So just try it on and test it out, make sure it's good. I got mine at, I've looked on eBay. I found mine on eBay. You can get it like new. It's a lot more expensive, but check thrift stores, check eBay, check anything like that for cheap, easy ways because you know you're just gonna be sweating in it. It's not like it needs to be brand new, you know. So yeah, I need to get more. But yeah, I recommend just like being budget friendly with it because you don't have to go all out. Because name brand, that's like $50, $60. You can go to Goodwill. It has a hole in it, but like it works, you know, $10. So yeah. Any other questions?
Any idea where you're going to go from? I mean, are you going to stay with Kemono? Do you like that style? Are there any other styles you'd like to try?
I have another suit that's being made
Oh.
from Germany. A very, very not well-known maker. They have like 10 followers. And my main Sona, besides Addie, is a sea slug. And actually, I have a picture of him on the back of my phone. But he's wearing a fancy little outfit. But like, he's very toony. So I'm like, originally, like I said, I wanted to go with fleece rot. And like I said, fleece rot is a horror style, very grotesque, like, ugh. But originally I'm like, that's too expensive. So I posted, I'm like, oh, I might just end up making bokeh. I want to have him as a suit. And this one maker messaged me and they're like, hey, this is going to be a really weird suit. I love to try weird stuff. I'll work with you. Like, we can figure out a budget plan. I want to make this suit. So that's what I'm doing right now. But yeah, I do love to try other things. I'm not a huge fan of like realistic. It's not really my taste. But like either kimono or like really toony, like just unique. You know, not even toony, just something that's unique, grotesque. Like, oh, yeah, because it's like the different looks gives you the chance to be different characters, different things. So like with this, like Addie's very la la la, and Boki's very like, and once I get that suit, I plan to retire Addie from dance comps. Unfortunately, just because it's like, I don't want to die anymore. I love dancing. I want to keep dancing, but it's just like, I don't want to go to a dance competition and be like, oh, here we go, like, ready to die. But, so yeah, this next suit, it's going to have, I'm actually going to be seeing out of the, like, he has, like, baggy eyes. So I'm not going to be seeing out of the eyes. I'm seeing out of, like, his eye bags where he's all drowsy. And I'm going to have, he's going to have a big smile. So I'm going to have ventilation in the corner of the mouths, the sides of the head, they're going to be like cut out, but they'll be covered with fabric, and then there. So I'm hoping that'll be like a lot better. I'm really excited. I don't know when I'm going to get it, but yeah. So yes, I do try other style suits and stuff. But right now all I have is Addie, and I'm like, I worked hard to get Addie paid a lot, and everyone's like, so when are you getting your next suit? And I'm like, how are you people not happy? Like, be happy enough with what you have, you know? So yeah.
What about dancing? When did you start, and how do you alter it for suits?
I wish you guys would have came. I actually helped host a panel yesterday called "So You Want to Be a Fursuit Dancer." If you would have went to that, but I can still talk about it. Totally fine. I started, like, I've always danced. I didn't do anything like professionally. I didn't go to classes or anything, but I just love dancing. Like I said, I became a furry in 2016, but I've been going to cons since 2012. So I would always go to anime cons and stuff like that, all over the place. And I used to like learn Japanese dance routines, like J-pop, K-pop, that kind of stuff. And I'd bring my speakers with to cons, and I just dance in the hallways. I just perform everywhere. So that's kind of like how I knew I wanted to do dancing, and then I used that to kind of transition into freestyle, and then it's like, but after a while, I'm like, where can I go with this? And then I started doing furry cons, and they're like, dance comps. I'm like, oh, yes. But it's definitely a lot different, obviously, being in a suit, especially, like, certain movements you want to do. Like when I full suit with Addie and do dance comp, I performed in full suit here last year. I like to do a lot of moves with like the hips and moving around. You can't see that when you got big fat thighs, like, so it muffles a lot of different like moves that you want to do, which kind of sucks. But like that's why I'm kind of doing partialing now. I know, like I said, it looks less cool, but like I want to be able to showcase a little bit more, move a little bit more. That's why my next suit's just going to be a partial. And, like I can just wear whatever I want. It'll still look good, you know. With Addie as a partial, it's like these massive feet on my skinny legs. It looks so weird. But yeah, so like I started, like I said, I've been dancing for a long time, and then I just kind of transitioned into doing fursuit dancing. I've only danced with kimono. I don't know what it's like to dance with other suits. I have tried on like other heads, like my friend Chewy's got a suit named Kylo. Water Dog Wharf is the maker. the eyes are like beautiful. Like you can see everything, you can breathe. It's amazing. But yeah, that's I don't have a whole lot to say about it besides that I did dancing. I saw they were offering dance comp, and I'm like, sure, let's give it a shot. So yeah, just make sure. Like I said, I wish y'all were at the panel yesterday because we talked a lot about how to regulate like breathing, your temperature, know your limits, know what you can and can't do in your suit, kind of stuff. But we do the panel like wherever con that Slate is at, and if I'm at it, I help out. So like if you're at Aquatifer this year, we'll probably do it again. Yep, come to that panel. We'll be there. But yeah.
Do you do Furry migration by any chance?
Where's that at?
Minneapolis.
It's okay. No, I haven't. I've been offered to go. My friend was like, yeah, we drive down there, and I just at the time it was so short notice. But I've heard about it. I just haven't been there. But I
You should do it. It's really good.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to check it out. I like to go. I keep it more local generally. I went to Anthrocon, but everyone's like, oh, can't wait to see you again. I'm like, I'm not going again. It was yeah, fly. I don't know if you know like what it's like to fly with suits, but like for me, I'm lucky because I can fit my bodysuit into a suitcase. So one suitcase is just my clothes and stuff, but I put my feet in there, and then my bodysuit's in another bag, and then my head I keep with me in a backpack. And like to get to. I know I go totally off tangent, but I just start talking about other things you might want to know, like flying with the suit. Originally, I got this. I thought I had to fit everything into one thing. So I got this massive duffel bag, like 100-inch duffel bag, and I shoved everything in there. I'm like, yes! And then I looked at my airline, and it had a size limit. It's like, anything extra will be charged $300 there and back. I'm like, oh! Like, so yeah, because we were on the phone with the lady. I'm like, can I bring this? And she's like, no. So then I just found out that it's like, oh, I can fit it in 2 suitcases. So it's easier to just pay like $30 extra there and back than $300 for an oversized bag. Like, oh my gosh. Well, I tell you, it's so nerve-wracking going through customs with a fursuit head in your bag. Like putting it in that scanner, I'm like, please don't stop me, please. I just want to go be cute in Pittsburgh. Like, I mean no harm. What's up?
Have you ever been like stopped going through like TSA or something, or?
No, I've only had to fly with my suit once so far for Pittsburgh, and like I said, I was lucky. Like I made it through, no questions. I know some people get stopped and they have to ask, and it's like, what do you want me to say? I'm a baseball mascot. Head to the game.
I wonder what the X-ray person thought of seeing just a giant head in a
Yeah,
bag.
see,
It's like,
I don't know what they see in that X-ray, but
Yeah.
so they're probably looking at it like, nope, don't want to know. So, I remember I got, like, totally unrelated, but I got stopped once, and I was so scared. I'm like, oh no, and it's like, you have a water bottle? Yeah. Throw it out.
Random question. So, cleaning the suit, is that different from like tune suits, or what is the process?
Some people I know can just throw their heads in the washing machine, and I'm just like...
I mean, I know some people throw them in a big tub, but at the same time, what do you...
The head, I don't usually wash, like, with water and stuff. I use, like, fursuit cleaning spray. So I have one spray that's meant for just to, smell nice. It's a little bit of, like, the alcohol, but mostly smell.
Yeah.
And then I have one that's primary for cleaning. So, like, the inside of my head, when my mom tried it on the other day, she's like, it smells like candy. It should. But, that. Yeah. So I use like a mostly primary alcohol spray, and I spray it out, I leave it open, and I let it, air dry out. For the bodysuit, I used to do it in the bathtub. I used to like wash in the tub, and then I'd take it to a washing machine just to do like a rinse and spin. But now I'm gaining a little bit more confidence, and I've just been putting it in the wash directly, but I always do like a very gentle wash. Always wash your suits on cold water. You never use warm or hot water. You will ruin your suit. But, yeah, and if you're scared about your suit getting, like what if it rips or something, take, like, a bodysuit pillowcase, body pillow, whatever, and put it in there, and zip it up, and, like, it'll still get the wash through it, but then your fur is not getting risk of, like, getting caught on anything in the washing machine. Usually, like I said, I haven't had very many problems. What's the name of the thing in the middle of the washing machine?
Agitator.
Agitator. Some washing machines don't have that. If yours does not have that, you have a lot less to worry about. But again, if you just do it on a gentle wash, like the old washing machine we had, it had like 3 settings, like casual, wool, whatever. It didn't have anything that was like super delicate. You couldn't change temperature, so I would like take it to my aunt's house. You like the ones that have like where you can choose the temperature, you can do deep wash, like all that stuff. Beautiful. I love those. But yeah, definitely. Oh, hi. Welcome. I know them. So yeah, what was the question? I totally went off. Oh yeah, washing. So yeah, also with like hands and the paws and stuff, you can put that in there too. Drying it off. Like I said, if you have the option to do like a rinse and spin, try to make the washing machine get as much water out as possible, because afterwards I don't recommend hanging up your suit. If you have a plantigrade, you might be more safe. That means without like padding or like, my tail is attached to my suit. That's all polyfill. So if I hang up my suit, it's gonna rip at the shoulders. Yeah, it's just bad things happen. Some people can hang up their suits, some people can't. I don't wanna risk it. So what I do is, like I drape my whole suit over like a computer chair or something, and I put a fan on it, switch it on to high, and every like half hour or so I come and I brush it out, flip, brush, flip. But if the washing machine takes out most of the water, then it's not gonna take that long to dry. That's why I always say, like, if you just take it right out of the wash, that's gonna take so long to dry. But yeah, and for the feet, again, I do like the spray. Mine have shoes built in. They're like little slip-ons, and I know some people have like the sock paws. I think if you have like the sock paws without the shoes, I'm sure you could wash them and it would be okay. But yeah, I just use a spray, leave it open. I don't know if I can, but I know people have those like vacuum washer thingies. Yeah, I don't know. I've seen people use them, and they're like, the water comes out like black, and I'm like, ugh, like, shower more. But yeah, I don't know if I could use that on my head because I have like electronics in there and stuff, and I've got like the lenses and whatnot. But I would like to do that. I mostly only wear my suit for cons and videos. I know some people wear it like their suits all the time. I'm not like that. I only wear it when I need to, so I can feel pretty confident that it's not that dirty in there. I hope not. I'll find out one day and be like, wow, I am gross. But for the most part, yeah. So yeah, and also afterwards, it's nice to like spray your suit down with like the smelly stuff after it's all clean. Also, type of soap to use. I didn't mention that. You can get fursuit shampoos. They're just very gently made. Like there's nice, safe baby soap kind of stuff. They are more expensive. I used to use fursuit shampoos, but now I just use Woolite. It's like you only need like a half a cup of that in there, and it'll be good. And it's like super. It's not like expensive at all compared to like a little bottle like this for $12. You can get Woolite for like $14, big jug. So yeah, use that for cleaning just because it's made for gentle clothes. It'll keep it safe. Won't ruin any of the fur with any chemicals and stuff. Good to go. All right. Oh, cool. We got like 13 minutes left.
How often do you wash it?
I go to meets quite a bit, but I don't wear my suit a long time at meets, so after maybe like 2 or 3 meets I'll wash. I always wash after every con, because I always recommend, like, you don't want to wash too much because then that'll wear stuff down, but you don't want to not wash because that'll start to like ruin your fur and stuff like that. So I say after you've been like sweating for a few days in it, you might want to wash it. You know, just give it a good scrub down. But and like I said, if you don't have a washing machine that does like a gentle wash, you can wash in the bathtub. Obviously, you can't dry it off as easily, so it's going to take a lot longer to dry, but just make sure you get as much water out as possible, and then use a fan. So yeah, wash your suit frequently, but not too frequently. Is that confusing? Alright, any other questions? Yeah.
What words of advice would you have for young furries just starting to fursuit that may meet adversity with misconceptions about what fursuits are about from family and friends? Like
family and friends? Oh yeah, I had that too. When I first started suiting, my mom's like, my mom always saw it as just cosplay. Like, she's not worried about it or anything. But then her friend Sherry came up to her and is like, "What, haven't you heard about furries? They're so dirty." And so my mom came up to me and is like, "Furries?" I'm like, "Mother, don't you dare." Like, she knows that I've been cosplaying for a long time. People, like, a lot of people don't understand, and I know once they go to a con, even if you just watch, like, a documentary, you see and you're like, oh, these people are weird, but they're not doing anything bad. They're doing their own thing. You know, there is the negative side to the fandom, but it's like, they can do whatever they want behind closed doors. It's not our business. But for the most part, like, family and friends, I think it's just, it's not so much you trying to just tell them and convince them, like, it's fine, I'm the good boy, but, like, it's more about just leading by your actions, just doing what you do, have fun, and just show them that, like, we're just having a good time.
Having them research on their own.
Yeah, and, you know, it's like, it's not your job to, like, always educate them and convince them. You're just here to have fun. This is your safe space. This is your fun space, you know. So I always say, like, yeah, do the research on your own, or just, like, lead by example. I think actions are way stronger than words.
I get a lot of, "You're taking her to what?" And she's 10. I'm like, well.
No, dude, like I said, I got very lucky. I know a lot of people would always ask me, how did you, like, come out to your friends and family about being a furry? I'm like, I never did. Like, I just said, hey, Mom, I'm going to get one of these. She's like, oh, like, at those cons, those people walk around, those animal suits? I'm like, yeah, I want that. And now my mom is like, my mom's almost more passionate about it than I am. She's like, you're not going to MFF? That is, like, the biggest con. You have to go to MFF. She's like, you haven't, she watches my videos, and she's like, you haven't uploaded in 2 weeks. You're like, your fans are going to get angry. Like, Mother. Or she'll be like, this person said hi, why didn't you reply? And I'm not even kidding, like, I'm like, Mother! But, yeah, like, it's, if they, like, I like how cosplay over the years has become a lot more widely accepted. Like, it used to be like, ugh, nerds, but now everyone's like, oh, I liked that cosplay I saw. And it's the same thing, except it's with, like, original characters, you know? It's just a form of creative expression. It's an outlet. It's, like, it's where all the weird theater kids end up, you know? So, yeah, it's, you know, the best, like, some people aren't gonna accept it. It's, you know, it's about, like, some people open their eyes and be like, okay, it's not for me, but I understand. Some people will be like, tell me more. And others will be like, no, you guys are disgusting. Like, it's not your job to convince them. Do what you can. Just, you know, just know that in these spaces, obviously, everybody is so accepting, everything's so open. So even if everything around you is turmoil, you can come to a con. You know, there's a huge online community. There's so many people that you can go to for that reassurance. Because, like, furry fandom is, like, a lot bigger than people suspect.
Right.
It's like, you never know who's a furry. My friend Levi, we went to AmKey in Milwaukee a few years ago, and there was a fursuiter, and he looks at me, he's like, oh yeah, that's my math teacher. And I'm like, what? It was a college professor. And he's just like, yeah. He says at the beginning of his class, he's like, hi, I'm your professor. I like to dress up as a fox sometimes. Like, anybody can be a furry, you know?
That would be, like, the most awesome teacher.
I'm just like, I didn't, like, talk to him or anything. He was just kind of standing around taking pictures. I'm just like, whoa. Like, I've never seen one out in the wild before, you know? Like, but yeah, it's cool. It's open community. All right. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we got, like, 8 minutes left.
How often should you brush your suit?
I have been blessed by the fursuit gods to have a short pile suit. The only thing that's, like, long are my markings. So, like, I usually, before I go out, I just brush those down and I'm good to go. If you have a long pile suit, you know those are gonna get, like, matted up instantly almost. But I always say brush it out, you know, obviously before you go out. If you have a handler, have your handler keep a brush on them. And then, like, be like, yo, get my back real quick, you know. But I recommend, like, after use, before use, brush it out even when you're not wearing it, just so things don't get matted, like, especially long pile. With short pile, you don't have to worry as much, but long hair can be such a pain. Like, just make sure it's staying silky smooth. That's why I said, like, wash it, brush it. If you don't wash your suit, it's going to mat up easier, too. So, yeah, it's mostly you brush when you want to, kind of, if you want it to look more pretty, you know. But I feel so bad because like I'll be like helping my friend brush, and then 10 minutes later it's like, why did I even do that? Like, but yeah, just keep it clean. Anything else?
What's on the bottom of your feet?
Okay. My maker's like, hey, did you want like beans on the bottom? Like, that's so cute. Let's add them. And then I made a pair of sandals because I'm like, can't let those beans get dirty. And I made the sandals in like an hour or two. So once I was wearing the MFF, I'm like, these are too big, and my feet were just sliding out. So I just kind of gave up. Yeah. Mine are not a fine example of. This is what not to do. I just don't really care anymore because I'm like, nobody's seeing them. It doesn't matter. But I know a lot of people like the beans and then they keep them safe because it's like so cute for pictures. No. You can see they're pretty dirty on the bottom. I'm just running around. I don't care. So yeah, that's what's at the bottom of mine. That's why like I'll sit on the floor a lot, like trying to look cute, and then people walk by and be like, oh. Like, I've got pictures. Like I have pictures of me on the ground, and whenever I post them, I put in parentheses. I'm like, do not make comments about the feet. Do not. Like, I do not care. But yeah, I know for next time. I told my new maker that I'm like, hey, for my bottom of my feet, find something that's like shoes. Like, give me something that's a rubber sole. Like, for dance comp especially, so slippery. Oh, there's like the prelims. I love that they do prelims because once you get on that floor to practice, you learn what you can and can't do. So I had this cool move that I planned to do. I'm like, oh, nope, can't do that. Like, but yeah, I always, like, if you plan to, like, keep the maintenance and clean, and, because I know a lot of people have the cute sandals, all my Kemono friends, they're like, must protect the beans, and I'm just like, nope. But totally whatever you want to do. I always say, I recommend just don't worry about it, get, like, just a blank bottom, but, whatever you want.
How did you come up with Addie's species?
Species?
Mm-hmm. Like
I've told this story so many times on live streams. Actually, at the time, I was commissioning Kimosuki, but I had a different Sona. It was a pink bunny. How long? Very basic design, like just little red cheeks. But over time, like just some negative stuff happened with this character. And I'm like, I don't feel connected to it. I don't want to use this character. I don't feel like it expresses me. But I'm like, I just had it. I'm like, I don't know where to go. And I had a friend that was selling adopts. And I'm like, well, I want to support my friend, sure. And it was, at the time, it was a sea lion. But it was totally, like, it had long hair, it was a female, and, like, all this stuff. And I'm just like, sure, here's your $10 or whatever. And then I'm like, well, what if I just took the concept of a sea lion or an ocean creature and made it into something different? And at the time, I call Addie an Otaraiagon, because it's Otariidae mixed with dragon, which is Otariidae is like the sea lion family. Sea lion dragon, or I just call them a fish. On my business card it says professional fish. But I took that sea lion and I messaged them, I'm like, do I have permission to take inspiration from this design? He's like, yeah, go ahead, do whatever you want. So then I was like, I brought out my sketchbook and I'm making all these concepts and I'm like referencing all these other kimono suits. And the Addie you see today is like Addie's first draft. I didn't have time to like refine the character because I'm just like, I just want a new character right now. I want a new Sona. And at the time, like I said, the thing was on the queue and already my suit. So then I did all the designing. I did like a quick ref sheet and stuff. I don't know exactly how I came up with the design per se. I think I was just trying stuff out, like the horns and the ears and like the pattern. I'll be honest, I always say, I'm like, if I could go back in time or maybe do a 2.0, I would. Because you can see Addie's got a lot of stuff on there that's like, why is that there? No reason. There is no like deeper meaning to his design. I was just like, this looks cool and this looks cool and he's got a big heart on his tummy and like. But I think once I made his design, I was originally just calling him sea lion hybrid because I'm like, I don't know what this is. And then after a time, I'm like, it looks like a dragon. So I'm like, so then I went on a random app and I'm like, I'm trying to name my species and I want it to be a sea lion and a dragon. What do I call it? And that's when somebody recommended it. What about Otaraiagon? And I'm like, ooh, that sounds fancy. So I'm like, that's what I went with. But yeah, as for like design and stuff, I was just messing around, just trying out different things. That's why this next suit that I'm getting, I thought more about it. Obviously, I had more time. But he's cute. He's just very blue. I don't know, like, I always say my favorite type of suits are the ones that are, like, natural colored with, like, a mix of, like, highlighted colors. Those are my favorite. So I'm like, why did I make all blue? Like, there are so many other colors. But, oh well, you know, I'm sure my maker is, like, sick of blue after working with, just like my friend Kitty is hot pink. All pink, long pile, hot pink. Yeah, like your hair. And she's just like, she's had him make like 2 different suits. And she's like, I feel so bad for him. I'm sure he doesn't want to work with pink ever again. Oh, yeah. Alright, I guess... Oh, okay, I can take like one more question if anybody has anything. Otherwise, we can just call it.
Okay. When it comes to dance competitions, how much do you hate strobes?
Hey, I don't mean to start drama, but as far as Anthrocon goes, I think Teriyaki should have won.
Yes.
Teriyaki was fire. Oh my gosh. People are like, did you place Addie? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I don't care. I knew I wasn't going to do great, but when I watched back Teriyaki, I'm like, oh. I think Strobe is an awesome dancer. Obviously, you can tell they put in a lot of work. They practice hard. But, like, you know, I think I'm biased because I like more, like, the hip-hop style, and he does a lot of, like, pop, 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 pop. And I'm like, yeah, it's fun to watch, but, like, when I saw, like, people who really get down and just are with the music, that's the kind of stuff I like to see, so I'm like, yeah. But, I know, I think at this point, I always recommend, I know I'm getting recorded, I'm gonna get so much hate on YouTube. I think he should be, like, a judge at this point, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he performs so much, he's won so much, and it's like, why don't you just, like, because he obviously knows what he's doing. I wish he would do more, like, judging and stuff, and also give someone else a chance to win. Like, but no, I don't have anything against him. I think he's a great dancer. He's inspiring. I know he inspires, like, so many other young furries and dancers. So, yeah. I know I'm not the best at dancing. I just have fun. Like, I'm not refined or anything. I get the same tips every time. The judge is like, you need to work on this. I'm like, I know. I don't know if I will, though, but... But, yeah, I'll be performing at the dance comp today, so if you guys are there... I'm excited. I learned maybe 70% of my routine. We'll try our best.
Just don't fall on your butt.
Oh my gosh, I hope not. Like I said, super slippery. I'm gonna try my best not to die.
Head movement's key. Head movement is key.
I know. My head is like slightly bigger on my head, so like when I go like this, I can just that's a move I always do with that. Like shake, shake, shake. Alright. It is now noon. So that concludes this panel. If anybody wants to, like I said, if you want to try in the head, if you want to, like, try on paws or anything, see things, you can. But otherwise, thank you so much for coming. This is a good turnout. I hope I answered questions. I hope we got education. But, thank you.
We got all the education.
All the education you'll ever need. Yeah. Is it? Oh, yeah. Oh, lovely. Hi. Thanks for coming. Alright, I don't actually know what to do. Oh, yeah.